Hey, hello, guys. Hi.
Hello.
We just started this. This is going to be a one-taker. Because, first of all, it's way later in the day than we usually do this. And we kind of just have like a chill podcast planned anyway.
Mm-hmm. Very chill.
Yeah. So, anyways, welcome to Inside Out.
Welcome.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Jamie.
And we are going to be talking, I think, mostly about like concerts. Mm-hmm. Right? We wanted to just talk. So we kind of like have this thing where we like to have like a lighter subject after a heavier subject sometimes.
We kind of like to balance it out.
Yeah. And so we were thinking like, what could we do today? And I don't know. We landed on like a concert thing somehow because you know what? Concert season's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's like
on your mind.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. And Coachella weekend is next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We found out. So we're going to talk about our like favorite concerts, least favorite, and then also like just like our not tips because I'm not into giving tips, but right? Like, are you?
Yeah. I don't think we know that much.
That's what I'm saying. That always insinuates you like think you know something, and I don't. Just like our opinions.
Yeah.
How about that?
Sure.
Our unauthorized and ask for opinions and like concert etiquette.
Yeah.
Because I do think it's changed, or we're just really old, or getting old, and you're Gen Z, and I'm Gen Z too, but like I'm the higher end of it, and so I think going to concerts with high schoolers now, it feels different.
Yeah.
Whereas I used to be the high schooler, you know, with the older people, older folk. But anyway, what do we do? We've been hanging out actually all day today, so this is normally not how our podcast works.
No.
Normally
usually we like do it right away.
Yeah.
And things afterwards, if anything.
Right. Yeah, literally. Literally. Do you have any ins and outs? I know you said you didn't, but do you have any that you can come up with?
I don't know. Do you have any that you can do?
Well, I do have one. If you guys are watching on YouTube, it's okay. I have a new pillow here, and it's very cute, and I feel like it's perfect for the podcast couch. It says, "I never repeat gossip, so listen carefully." It's from Furbish, and it's very cute. They have these like needlepoint pillows. If you're a listener, it's basically a needlepoint pillow that says that, and it's very tiny and cute, and they have cute little sayings. I have another one downstairs in our den, and it's like Taylor Swift references. It says this is why we can't have nice things downstairs. Cute. And so I like that. I can sit right here. Anyway, did you find one?
I mean, I was going to say what we did today.
Yeah.
As my, I feel like that's the most exciting thing that's happened this week.
Yeah.
Me, Jordan, and Jared all went to the zoo today.
Yeah. Very
randomly, I feel like.
We haven't been to the zoo in years. All of us. I mean, we go if you are in Michigan, we have the Detroit Zoo. Mm-hmm. And every year during Christmas time, they have like a light show walking through that. And that's in the winter, obviously, by Christmas. And that's the only time we go. Yeah. And none of the animals obviously are out. And it's nighttime.
For even that, though, I have not been there in like at least 2 years.
Right. Yeah, so and it was fun it was just fun to go in the daytime. I felt like really a little kid. We were with all the little kids.
And it's the Friday before Easter, so it's Good Friday. And it was like Easter. Oh my god, that was so weird.
What?
It was like Easter themed.
Yeah. I know we could have found gold eggs, but we didn't.
Yeah, so they were having like an Easter egg hunt, which was funny, and then they give out like bunny ear.
Yes, we had bunny ears.
Things.
You'll see on the podcast.
Yeah.
Or on the podcast. On the Instagram, I think we'll post pictures just because. Which is, But we learned a lot at the zoo today because we haven't been in a long time. Yeah, we learned a lot about the
informational.
Right. About the animals and also like their processes and stuff and how dedicated, like at least the Detroit Zoo seems pretty good about like being dedicated to like caring for these animals and like creating the most like safe environment for them and stuff. Mm-hmm. They have like a lot of their animals are rescue animals. Like the bears there are 3 brothers and they're all from Alaska and their mom was killed unfortunately, and so then they took them over, which there were a lot of like little plaques there that like said those kinds of things, which is interesting.
Like the horses, there were a few other ones.
Literally. And but despite that, we saw gorillas too, which is fucking crazy.
It was so crazy.
You know, I've always been into gorillas, and I told Jamie, like, I was trying to think of this the movie that we watched growing up, and I realized, wait, what did I say it was called now? Shoot.
Something Joe.
Joe. Good Joe. Oh, God. Now, of course, I'm going to forget it now. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, God. How did I... Gorilla movie 90s. Gorilla movie 90s. Okay. It's called Mighty Joe Young. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mighty Joe Young. If you guys have not seen that movie is so... I haven't watched it in a while, like years and years and years, but I remember it being very special.
Love that.
I know. So we're going to watch that tonight after this. I told Jared. But essentially, also, I guess I should say, it's about the gosh, I don't know if you can hear my cat meowing, but as a child living in Africa, Jill Young saw her mother killed while protecting wild gorillas from poachers. And so basically she like grew up with this gorilla and they were like friends or whatever.
Cute.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, do you have anything else?
Other than like the zebras and giraffes are so cool. Penguins.
We did see the penguin exhibit.
Yeah, that's it though.
Penguins they were way bigger than I thought.
It was crazy.
They were swimming. They were eating, like the person was eating there feeding them fish and stuff.
Yeah.
Throwing the fish in the water and like they would go catch them. Like not catch them, but like go eat them.
Yeah.
You know? But what? Oh my God, Jamie has great pictures of the penguins. That's like so cinematic.
Head?
It's like happy feet.
It's like its head's gone.
It does look like his head's gone.
It's crazy.
Happy feet.
Yeah.
Remember that movie?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm happy. Is that where that song's from?
I think so.
Speaking of
I
that.
think that was a theme.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, Pharrell has a new song out, and that's by Pharrell. Oh. And his new song is good. Jared showed me this today. It was pretty good. Nice. I love anything Pharrell. So, and I also saw that resurfaced video of him listening to Maggie Rogers for the first time. Have you seen that? Mm-mm. I remember that was the first time I ever saw Maggie Rogers. It came up in my YouTube recommended years ago when she first put out Alaska. And it was him listening. He came to her school, which I think was NYU or something, mm-hmm. and listened to it and like had zero feedback for her on it, and it was just like, this is like perfect.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's so cool.
And I think that's how
I need to see it now.
Right, how Alaska became so big. Alaska's still one of my I think it is still my favorite Maggie Rogers song.
It's so good.
Speaking of concerts, actually, Maggie Rogers is one that I would kill to go to. Mm-hmm. Her and like Florence and the Machine, I feel like are on the similar level to me.
Yeah.
And those two would be fucking epic.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I think she's on tour.
Yeah, I wonder.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, she just had an album.
I know.
Recently.
I know. I know she. I keep seeing her cute little like outfit fits. Mm-hmm. Or outfit
she's
fits,
so
concert fits. I know. Then there are a lot of people going on tour right now. Like this is the season.
I wanted to look at who's coming here.
Yeah. So I know Sabrina Carpenter. We always talk about that.
Drake
is. Drake has 2 shows in Detroit, which is amazing.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, yes.
Those are the only ones that are coming.
What?
That's so weird.
Search it. Search live events. Did you guys know this? That you can go on Spotify and search live events, and it brings up all of the concerts, and they like tailor it to your music taste. That has helped me so much rather than going on Ticketmaster and putting in like Detroit.
Role Model's coming April 11th.
What?
In Ann Arbor.
Role Model?
Yeah.
In Ann Arbor?
Isn't that so?
We're going then to that.
That's crazy.
April 11th. Wait a second. That's in 4 days?
Yeah.
When is the 11th? That's Tuesday. Are you for real? What is that? Michigan Theater. Is he headlining it? You guys, this is crazy. We were just talking about how Role Model needs to like come here again.
Yeah.
Okay, well we'll have to look into that. But anyway, did you see any other ones?
Lizzie McAlpine. Why can't I say her last name?
McAlpine.
I never have to say it.
She just put out a reimagined versions of Ceilings.
Mm.
I slept on that song for so long.
Yeah.
Like her in general, actually, as an artist. I kept hearing people, and every time I start hearing it was almost like the same thing, I feel like, as like other things like 5 Seconds of Summer. I didn't understand until they were touring with One Direction. I had heard it so much.
Yeah, you just were never
way
interested.
back when. Yeah, because I was like, no.
Can't be good.
Yeah.
She comes April 23rd. Sabrina Carpenter comes May 6th.
Wow.
Emblem 3.
Oh my God! Wait, that's a concert that I actually forgot.
Coming on June 2nd.
I forgot about Emblem 3.
That's crazy.
Who did they used to tour with? I remember them touring with people. Remember?
Yeah.
They would like always be. I feel like, who did I see them with? It wasn't Ryan Beatty. Or Ryan Beatty, sorry. Speaking of which, I forgot all of these concerts. That's the thing that how do you keep track of all of the concerts you've been to in your life?
I know. We were trying to look before this.
Yeah.
And
there's just no way. I went back into my like Ticketmaster thing, like on my my Gmail.
Like a concert book.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably a great idea.
My memory's not doing well.
No, it isn't.
Apparently,
Jamie, you guys, did you guys know this? This is some trigger warning, depressing news. That Jamie told me that once you hit 20, you lose, what is it? 20,000?
No, I think it's like 5,000 or 10,000.
Anyway, you lose brain cells when you hit 20 years old, and then basically you're just dying since then or after that. Which I'm sure you scientific people, that's probably not exactly the way to describe that.
Yeah, there's probably more to it, but I was in my psychology class the other day, and she said something like that.
No matter what, that is just, I do not want to hear that.
I know. It's really scary.
Because I thought you're like, if anything, by 20, like at 25. But 20? Like, I've already lost almost 6 years. I'm 26 next month.
Yeah, that's crazy. No offense.
What, 26?
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be 21. You're going to be 26? I thought you were turning 25 for some reason.
Yeah, I am turning 25. Yeah. I'm Benjamin Button, aging in reverse. Yeah. Again, it doesn't have anything to do with anything. It just is scary.
It just seems so...
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't seem that old in my head. I'm just like, I feel like we've lost time.
Yeah, I hear other people and they're like, they're 29, they're 42. So I'm like, oh my God, you're so young. Yeah. But then you think about it for yourself and I'm just like, what? How already?
Even like 21, I'm like,
I've lived 21 years.
This is such a weird thing because even talking about her birthday next month earlier, I was like kind of internally freaking out because I was like, how is it already that time again?
I know.
It just went so fast. And I feel like it could have been January still.
Yeah, literally.
Anyways. I do want to see Sabrina Carpenter.
I do too. I think that would be so good. What is it? Emails I Can't Send or something.
Mm-hmm.
That album, if you have not listened to that album yet, that album, I slept on it for way too long and I started listening to it like months after it came out. And I was like, this is so good. So good.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know. It just gives me very good vibes like that. I listened to it. It wasn't fall. That was way before that came out. But like, it gives me a fall vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I would love to go to a country concert.
I know.
I've never been to one.
Other than like Casey Musgraves.
Yeah.
Right. Which country? But
I want like a really, really, really country concert.
Right.
Like
I would kill to see Kelsey Ballerini and also like Luke Combs.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Combs to me, I've talked about this before, but he just actually put out a new album too, and he has a version of Fast Car. You know, the song by Tracy what is her name? I can't think of. Why can't I? I don't want to get this wrong. What?
I don't remember that.
What? The song?
Mm-hmm.
In a fast car. I got a ticket to get it out of here. You don't know that song?
I don't think so.
You don't know Fast Car.
The Lumineers and James
Tracy
Bay
Chapman.
are coming.
What? Wow. James
August.
Bay. That's a vibe. I used to, one of his songs, like, I used to, like, literally listen to on repeat. I can't think of the name now. Tracy Chapman, Fast Car. You're telling me you haven't heard Fast Car?
I don't think so. Not from when you're singing it.
Oh.
No offense.
Anyway, let's play it.
I don't remember it.
You know the song.
You get a fast car.
Oh.
I want a ticket to anywhere.
Yeah, I definitely know it.
Oh my God. I can't believe you've never had that in a playlist. I feel like every human on planet Earth has had that song in a playlist. Like, that's like one of like...
That's not something I would listen to.
Really? In my opinion, that's probably like one of the best songs to have ever existed on Earth. And I say that a lot, but like I really do mean it.
Is that the real one?
Yeah, that's the original. I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
At least that's like the one that's I think the biggest. I
Me
don't.
too.
I never know. Sometimes I say like I think something's the original. Like I really think it, and then you find out it's actually like yeah. We watch videos like that all the time on YouTube. Songs you never knew were covers.
Oh, that's actually really interesting though.
I know, guys. Wait, is Taylor cut off? Is her head cut off in the video?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
Maybe a little bit.
Anyway, we're talking about music. So obviously Taylor Swift at 2014 Grammys or something. I don't know. Maybe not. I literally just threw that out there, so I'm freaking lying. But if you're watching, you can see Taylor Swift. She's joined us for today. We thought we would have a professional, her opinion. Obviously, the best tour artist of the universe. I was gonna say the decade, but I would say consider of ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And
Iconic.
so we have her for her opinions, and she'll give us some great ones.
Taylor.
But anyway, back to Luke Combs. He has a good version of Fast Car, and it's like countrified, but like it's fun. It's like a fun switch up. You know, if you like listen to the Tracy version all the time and you want like an extra one in your playlist,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Anyway. What were we saying? Anyone else?
I think that's it. Who's coming here? Well, actually, no.
Well, you know what?
Who? What?
You know what? I actually something that once makes me want to jump off those windows right here, is the fact that Mopop got canceled. Like
Did it actually?
Mopop is no more. I didn't send you that.
Like canceled forever?
Yeah, like I don't know if they'll ever bring it back, but they're doing like some other stupid thing. I'm sorry, Mopop, but this is stupid in my opinion. They're like hosting like individual concerts instead. So it's like I don't know. It's like, okay, if the person's going to come here, sure, bring attention to these artists or whatever. But the whole point of Mopop, it was so cool to me that we had something in downtown Detroit of like,
For once.
yes,
Yeah.
right. Of course, it's nothing like as far as like Lollapalooza goes and Coachella, but like it was special because it was Detroit and like it was on the riverfront.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had really cool artists that were smaller. Like whenever Wallows was smaller, they had Wallows like Alec Benjamin. I remember like they had big artists too. And it's just so depressing to me.
That is sad. So sad.
I know.
I was not expecting you to say that.
I know. And guess what? The year, I think it was 2020, was it? That the 1975 was headlining it.
Yeah.
And
I think so.
They obviously got canceled. And that was the most, I mean, for so many reasons, soul-crushing time.
Yeah, that was really sad.
Like, imagine the 1975 headlining at night after Day of Mopop.
That'd be so fun.
Iconic.
Yeah.
And now I know they're going to be at Lollapalooza, but I loved that you could just like go down, like it's so
much
close to us.
easier,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Michigan. I love the idea of having it in Michigan. So I really, Mopop, if you're listening to this, I beg, I plead you. I mean, people were so mad in the comments and upset, like heartbroken.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Because it was cool. You got to try, like, they had a ton of like local food vendors as well.
Yeah, so many food trucks.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
It was such like a fun experience. Anyway,
It was
so
really
that's
fun.
canceled and they're doing whatever they're
Dang.
doing. Yeah, sorry if you hear it from me. I was literally waiting for the lineup. I would go there every like week because I knew it was coming up in February. And it was like
crazy. I
yeah.
was like, that's so stupid.
I know. But anyway,
Anyways.
what else?
Do you remember the time we saw Chainsmokers? Were you gonna?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I forget about it constantly. And then we were putting together this list and I was doing research
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh my god."
Oh my socks look weird.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
I'm sure you
cover
can't
them.
tell in this fuzzy camera. By the way, I like the vibe of this camera, but I was looking at other ones. I'm like, maybe we can still have a vintage vibe with getting a little bit more HD.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're work in progress, as they say. We need like a thing. Work in progress.
What the fork?
Yeah, with the fork.
That's a sign our mom has in her kitchen.
Our mom has turned into a sign mom. You know,
Yeah,
she has,
all of
like,
a sudden.
in her mudroom, she has like all the signs.
Yeah.
I think they're quite iconic, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
She
I think
has
they're
just
fun.
enough.
Yeah.
It's funny.
But anyway, the Chainsmokers.
Yes. So we saw the Chainsmokers ones, and I think. Okay, so they were like, it was their tour, but then they had it with 5 Seconds of Summer,
Yep.
and then Lennon Stella was like opening.
Oh my god, I forgot Lennon was there too.
Yeah.
I miss Lennon Stella's music. Like, I feel like she hasn't put out
too.
new stuff recently.
I know, not like a lot of new stuff. Yeah.
Oops, sorry, Taylor. But yeah, that concert to me, you guys, we had such low expectations of the Chainsmokers. Like, we are
I don't know
not.
if that matters.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
We are not like I wouldn't consider myself a Chainsmokers fan. Until like after that, I was like,
Yeah,
that
I
can
remember
convert
that.
me.
Yeah,
If someone
it was
puts
really
on a
fun.
yeah, like they were very entertaining and they were very like charismatic with the crowd, and I think that that's what makes a good concert to me.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I
We had no idea what to expect.
none. No, we only were
remember
going
that.
for Lennon and 5 Seconds of Summer.
Yeah,
And we were just like, whatever. Obviously, we're going to stay because we paid for the tickets. But we were so surprised. Like, they put on such a good show.
yeah. It was really fun.
It was, like, entertaining. They had, like, a big circle thing
Yeah,
that they would, like, they were driving motorcycles in at one point. I don't know. Like,
like a bunch of smoke and lights.
Yeah.
It was like a show.
right. I
I
know. They really surprised us.
Yeah.
And, but what was I saying? Oh, to me, okay, so before we even get into like our top, like in our worst and whatever, that's what I thought of, like what makes a good concert to you, or bad, or what would like you go to a concert and you're like that was or that was bad.
I think it's always when, like, depending on if the artist talks to the crowd or not,
Yeah,
like how friendly they are.
yeah,
We'll get into that.
yeah,
And like I think it's, I don't know, I just think when artists talks to the crowd, like more often than not, instead of just like rushing through their
they're set.
their set,
Yeah,
that makes a good show, and just being entertaining, obviously.
yeah,
Like good visuals
mm-hmm.
and stuff.
And like thankfulness. I feel like okay, so like to me, like you said, like it's the talking to the crowd. I think like not just going song to song to song to song. And sometimes I do understand like if you're not, I get it if you're not feeling it or whatever, but that does, I think, dampen the experience. Like you just, because you don't know if that's how they are every single time or not,
Right.
you know. And there are other ones that just like you can just tell they're really into performing, and they're like they loved, like they're so like just grateful that you're there. Like Alec Benjamin, I don't know, coming to mind is Alec Benjamin. And to me he has like pretty, not slow songs, but like they're not like the most upbeat songs always.
For sure.
And I think that a lot of the time, like with coming with those artists, like I feel like it has to be a certain type of personality to really get like the crowd like feeling good during like sadder songs or whatever.
Yeah.
And he does that well.
I agree.
You know, and he mixes in like covers and he's just funny in between. And I think that makes a difference too. Just like you just can tell when the people like want you to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway. So yeah, so we're on the same page with that basically.
Yeah. Are there anything else?
No, it's really just that. Like, to be honest, I'm not picky at all with concerts. Like,
yeah, it takes a lot for me not to like someone.
Yeah,
in a
exactly. Like, I genuinely don't care if you are, I mean, of course I love to hear you sing. Like, I don't care if you're lip singing really though. Like, and I also don't care if you like actually suck in person at singing, which hasn't really happened before in my opinion, like from our experience, but, or mine. I'm speaking for years, but we like mostly go to concerts together nowadays, but we didn't always.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
But anyway. But yeah, I don't care if you're a shit singer or whatever. If you like, you can tell that you're like vibing. I like that.
Yeah.
So anyway. So, okay. What is your worst?
Worst
concert that you've ever gone to and it made you like not want to see them again. Do you have one of those?
Yes.
Okay.
And
is it the same one as me or no?
No.
Oh.
Who was he with though? I saw 21 Savage and I can't remember who else. I think 21 Savage was the opener.
Yeah.
But I mean, not the opener, the actual concert.
Right.
I don't know how I got there because I really don't listen to much rap.
Right.
But I remember him like being late and then him like barely coming on stage and like performing. Yeah. It was just funny.
All right.
Like it was like, what are we doing?
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, go on to yours.
What? Oh,
think I know.
the one that I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna say Lainey
Yeah.
because I know a lot of you guys probably are gonna be shocked because I know a lot of you guys probably listen to Lainey, and we were such diehard Lainey fans for so many years, like since their first album, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously so we had gone to, you had gone to their concerts before. I don't think
yeah,
I
I went.
have.
No, it was right when you got
Yeah, I had surgery.
Yeah,
And I couldn't.
and I ended up going with my cousin, and like that concert was so good. It was like 2018, I think, or 19 maybe.
Yep. That makes
And
sense.
like around there, and it was just so much fun. Like their visuals at the time were so good. I remember, I think Oh Wonder opened for them.
Which Oh Wonder, I've seen them before. They're really good too.
They're so good live.
They're
like
really
it's
good.
so entertaining to watch them.
Yeah. And her voice specifically is so beautiful. Anyway,
so good,
sorry.
yeah. And yeah, I remember loving it so much, and I was like so excited for the day Jordan could come. I was like, oh my god, you have to see them live. Like, I don't know, their visuals were so. I think there was a whole thing about 1975 visuals in them.
Oh,
like it was
yes, copying.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Yeah,
I remember
on fan Twitter.
But as a fan of both of them, I was like living for it, obviously.
Right.
And
totally.
yeah,
and we had gotten the tickets too. This is what makes it even worse. We went and got the tickets. We had gone.
This was last year.
Yeah,
No.
2021. Maybe the end of 2021.
Okay, yeah.
Or 20. Maybe it was last year, and it was in like the first part of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember, but
yeah,
it was in the springtime. We were supposed to see them, and we went down. We got there early to wait in line. It was at the Fillmore in Detroit. We got there, and we were there literally for hours in the pouring rain waiting, and there were no fans in line or anything, which is peculiar for a show. And then we realized, first of all, the Fillmore has seats, which we didn't know. We thought we were getting general admission, and so we didn't even have to show up early in the first place.
Yeah.
But second of all, they had canceled the show because Paul was sick or whatever. And which, that's fine, but it just sucked.
it was literally like a few hours before, and we were already waiting in the rain. And
yeah,
yeah,
we were being dedicated. Because, again, I was so excited to see them. Then, anyway, they rescheduled it. We went, and it was at an outdoor venue, and it was in the summertime. And it just, I mean, the concert itself was good. Like he performed well. Like the songs sounded good. Like he's obviously a good singer, and I love the music.
yeah.
But
He's a little shy
what?
in that one.
What?
I think, like he didn't talk much.
No, but that's why I hated it. Now first of all, I hate him. I found out about all of the allegations and everything against him, and like
Yeah, we had
the
no
whole
idea.
band in general. Yeah, and I had no idea. And then I found out after because I was trying to figure out like how other people felt about the concert, but he was so mad at that concert, you guys.
So mad.
The only reason that it made me like I don't even listen to Lainey anymore because obviously the other things, but second of all, he did not want to be there. He hated the show because it was not sold out. He like made it very clear, and he said at the end like he doesn't think he'll be back.
Yeah.
I don't think he liked I don't think the crowd was like knew the songs maybe as much as he wanted or something. I don't know.
Something threw him off.
Yeah. And it was crazy because he just was so like angry seeming, and he just like went through a song by song, and he just like at one point he's like, everyone in the back, you could just come up, I don't even give a fuck. Like
Yeah.
he said something like that, like I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was just like maybe like I understand like that would be really hard to be an artist and you come out and like it's not sold out.
I guess.
You know, like I do think that would be hard, but at the same time, like there are people who paid and showed up and who like really love your music.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't
mean,
think
we
it should
waited for a
necessarily-
while.
Right.
It was like in the summer, like
Yeah.
heat of Michigan.
Yeah. And I don't think that necessarily that should have dampen someone else's experience. You know what I mean?
agree.
Like I think be upset about it, but
Yeah, we were really weirded out by that.
I don't know. It was
Like-
just weird, and the people around us were like, "Did he just say that he like is never coming back?" Like everyone was like
we were all just so
confused because he said at the last few minutes.
we all thought it was like going good.
Yeah. And so I'm curious to see if he will, but I mean, I won't be going, but
Yeah.
but
But I
again,
will say we saw Surfaces.
Services opened for
And that was really
them.
entertaining.
Yeah, Services
He
was
was-
great.
Yeah. Like they were all really great.
Yeah. I don't know much about their band or like their music, but that did
Yeah,
make
me
me like
either.
add some songs to my playlist.
Yeah,
which I think is
very
a
like
good thing.
fun.
Yeah.
Summery.
I mean, they had the crowd giddying up, giddying
Yeah.
up, giddy upping. No, giddying up. But yeah, they were great.
Really good.
But that's literally the only concert that I would say like I would never go back to, like
agree.
just from the concert.
I would just never.
Yeah. Demi Lovato was kind of like that, I will say. I saw Demi Lovato. She was what?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, she was probably in her peak of like she was going through it.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously can't blame her. I mean, I didn't know at the time, but I was just afterwards. I was like, it was just underwhelming. Her vocals are obviously so fucking good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like crazy. Oh, and Fifth Harmony
Oh,
opened, which that's what
yeah.
made it. Fifth Harmony was I was gagging. They were so good.
Oh my god, I forgot to put One Direction.
Yeah, One Direction. But that's the thing. It's like
I don't
we can
remember
say
it really
like
well.
those are just iconic for iconic. I don't even remember the concert, but I know I was
Yeah.
like fucking pissing myself. Do you know what I mean? Like
Ugh, I wish I could relive that like now.
I know. I just
So
remember they were on
badly.
like the tall like
Yeah, that's
rectangle
what I
thing at the
remember,
top,
too.
and I only got to see them like did you? It was that the only
saw
time we
them-
went or twice.
I feel like I saw them at least twice.
Yeah, I went to see them again, and my friend and I in high school we
Got
we
scammed.
got scammed. We got fake tickets. We got there, and it was so depressing because obviously we were like, we don't get to see One Direction, but I mean we weren't crying. We're just like, what the fuck, and it was just a sad day for that reason. But also we got to stand outside, and that was the time that 5 Seconds of Summer was opening for them, so I didn't even get to see that. And I did watch them go into their tour bus. I know you I said it one time and I thought you said, oh no, never mind, that's because I was tricky, I was lying to you. And I said I met 5 Seconds of Summer, and you were like, you did not meet them.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
yes I did. I
Yeah.
literally met them. Other fans met them, but I was too scared to go up. But so I say like way far back, but yeah, that's like an obvious again, like One Direction. Like I don't care
It's,
if they
like,
were
so
shit.
iconic.
Like One Direction's music to me, it's like I would see them again and again and again just because their music is like so nostalgic for me. You know.
Totally.
But yeah, I was thinking to Jamie, I feel like another one that I didn't. So we went to like Harry Styles' first show, like not first show ever, but like first solo tour, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean it was a great show, don't get me wrong, but I can tell now I just wish I didn't go to the last. We didn't both go to the last time he was here. Was he even here for his last album? Maybe he wasn't, because he's only been doing the random pop-up shows or whatever, or
I
like
think so.
or like nights at specific venues.
Yeah.
But either way, I haven't seen him in his like new era, and I think he's a lot more comfortable with himself, like on stage by
Totally.
himself now than
Yeah.
he was at the time.
Yeah.
And so that's one that I wish like I saw now versus then. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
But anyway, top number one. I mean, you guys are what? Oh, I was sorry, I was transitioning. Go to top number one.
You go first.
Who's in your number one spot? I mean, we all know. You guys are gonna know what we're gonna say.
Oh. Yeah.
Obviously, right? Like,
Yeah.
no one can beat Taylor Swift in our eyes. She's our perfect little angel back there.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, actually, I was thinking about someone else.
oh,
But
who do you think is better?
she's not better. I just think it's so different.
Yeah.
Taylor puts on a show,
Yeah.
like, so, like, scripted and,
yes. Choreographed, theatrical.
like, I just feel like it's so not comparable.
I agree. Yeah.
So I was going to say the 1975 because
For the
it's,
like
like,
overall
small.
feel.
It is smaller still.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
You don't like.
It's
Yeah.
so different.
It's way more intimate, which I do
Yeah.
think makes, to me, I love more intimate concerts, and so
Me
you just
too.
can't get that obviously with Taylor Swift's.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I agree. Like the feels and the vibes of the 1975 show are unmatched, and like the way like Maddie specifically in the 1975, I think like really dedicates himself to like
The
putting on a
role
performance as
and,
well
yeah.
in a different way. Like
In a different. Yeah.
I mean, he did have choreography last tour,
True.
so
True.
that is true. He
I
had
don't
the
know,
twins.
It's still sometimes so different to me in my head, but of course Taylor Swift. Like I think they're both.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would
know
say they're
who I would
tied
be able
in
to
my
pick.
opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Taylor Swift concerts, in my opinion, are so iconic because usually our mom goes with us.
Yeah.
And if
It's
not
like the
more
only show we
people-
can get mom to go to.
Yeah, so it kind of makes it really more
Special.
yeah.
I agree. And she like is probably, you guys should see the concert. I'm not showing you them, but the concert footage of that we have from like
Yeah.
our old tours that we've gone to with my mom. My mom gets like a feral for Taylor Swift.
Feral.
Feral's the right word. Like
Yeah.
she screams. She's like, okay, so we got random lucky seats. We buy our tickets normally at very like way closer to the show, and that's what we did back then. And we had bought our tickets. We got to the seats and we're like, oh my god, what? They were like cheaper seats too. And it was during the Reputation era, and her like walkway was right in front of us, and we were like in shock because we didn't even look ahead of time or anything.
Yeah, we had no idea.
Yeah, and so you guys should have heard my mom. Well, Taylor Swift, because she runs from one stage to the other at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And our mom was freaking out, like Taylor.
Yeah.
And
not to mention that concert was so iconic because we went to the Ohio one,
Yeah.
too, and we made like jackets and
oh my god,
everything for it, which is
Yeah.
just so funny.
it is really funny because I
Thank
saw
you,
them and I was
and-
like, mine was atrocious. It's cute.
They
Like,
were
the
cute,
thought
but
was
I would
cute.
never wear it.
No, but it was
now.
Reputation era. Like
It was so different, yeah.
it was a different era, yeah. And we didn't have a lot to work with, I feel like, at that point. Like, Reputation era, I think now looking back, you have a lot to work with, and I think I could have done better, like, now with it.
Yeah.
Like, if I were to channel Reputation for Eras Tour. But I think back then I just didn't know which way to go with it.
Yeah.
And, like, so we did, like, green and black glitter, like, trying to do the snake print stuff and, like,
On a jean
camo.
jacket,
Yeah.
camo.
And also we're last minute. That doesn't help.
Yeah.
We, like, did it, like, the day before.
Totally.
But anyway, that just was an iconic show. I have a video of that, and I was like, I don't remember. That was the first time I ever got drunk. I was like 21,
Yeah.
and the first time I ever got drunk, my mom and I got wine. I got wine drunk too, so that's like a different kind of drunk in my opinion. And I don't even really like, I remember it obviously, but because I wasn't like blackout drunk, but I don't like. I was seeing the video of like Taylor run past us, and I was like, I don't even like remember that. Like remember.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
But that because I was drunk, or was it because it was a fever dream, or like, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
memory.
You're out of it.
Yeah. Anyway, ew. Is there
Yeah.
something flying around?
I think so.
It's a ladybug. Sorry, guys. As soon
I
as it
thought
gets
I
spring,
saw one and I didn't know where it went.
Yeah. And I don't have the heart to kill a ladybug, so
Good luck.
I usually just catch them and put them outside. But we get ladybugs at our house in the spring, always.
Mom's just too sometimes.
Yeah, I hate it. I mean, I don't like. I do hate it. Yeah, I hate it. Sorry. Yeah, I do. I was gonna say
Yeah.
no, I don't hate it. They're ladybugs, but I do hate it. I like
Yeah.
ladybugs like outside of my house, maybe. Anyway,
Yeah.
next.
Next, I really loved when we saw Casey Musgraves.
Yeah,
That was one of my favorite concerts, I think.
favorite
It was
ever.
a few years ago.
Yeah,
Well, we did see her on the first solo tour with Harry Styles.
yeah.
She was on
She
his
opened.
opening.
Yes,
And I think that was different than her actual like solo one
right.
because she put like incense out, like that smell. I remember
Oh my
smelling
god, I do
that.
remember that.
And I just think that was so cool.
Yeah,
To
she
me.
comes out there. She's just so,
It's so
authentic.
smart. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like that's so smart to me because I think putting a scent to anything.
I agree. Who else did that? Didn't Role Model do that too?
I feel like yes.
I think so too. But
He was also one of my favorites.
yeah, yes, definitely. Role Model really. He's another one who like. I thought I wasn't gonna like as much as I did because I like his music and I love it, but like
he was so cute though.
yeah, and he
Like,
just
he
like,
was just, like-
really cares about his show.
Yeah.
and putting like
he was
pumping
really
you
fun.
Up.
Yeah.
But Casey also, I love. She just gets in her vibe. Like she like
Mm-hmm.
you know she takes her shoes off. She dances around,
Yeah.
and we somehow got front row for
Yeah.
that. Like we got
Like,
barricade.
mhm.
It was general admission. I think because at that time like her demographic hadn't quite hit like we were like pretty young as far as her demographic goes. I think.
Yeah.
And so we always get there like at least a few hours early. And we had gotten there early and somehow landed up really close, which was crazy, which I
It
think
was
also
crazy.
added to it because we were just shocked because we
Yeah.
were like,
I don't think we've ever
we-
been like on barricade like that.
no,
Not me at least.
right.
Where I was like touching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not comfortably like that. That was like a
Yeah.
that was like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
but yeah. Did she go on tour for her last album too? I wonder.
That's a good question. I have no idea.
I don't know either. But anyway, you know who another one? I always tell Jamie, I was actually just looking up if he's coming again. But one of the most fun shows that I've ever been to is Pitbull. And I remember talking to you guys about the podcast about this. Yeah. And that's another one that surprised me. We had just gotten the tickets randomly, Jared and I, to go. And it was so fun. Another person who just like gets the vibe. Like he gets it right. He makes it so fun. He has like a whole choreography. Like it's like a Vegas show in my opinion.
Yeah, that's how I would picture him.
Yeah. And
Very,
obviously like he has such
yeah.
like iconic decade-ridden songs. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like are the song of like my childhood.
Yeah.
But are so fun. And I keep trying. I'm like, I was looking. I was like, I want to make everyone I know go to Pitbull at once in their life.
Yeah. I need to see it.
And
next.
the crowd at Pitbull, may I say, was like the most hype crowd I've
that's
ever
how
been
I
at.
picture it too.
They were all dancing.
Yeah.
You know? Meanwhile, we went to like John Mayer a few weeks ago, and it was like an acoustic show, which is obviously already like more chill. But like that was the only concert in my whole entire life that everyone sat down for. Except for the floor. We were like
So
right up,
crazy.
you know, like in Little Caesars Arena in the bowl. And so that I was telling Jamie, it's just crazy to me because I've never in my whole life of going to concerts
But,
have sat for a
everyone's
concert.
sitting, yeah.
Yeah. Because I can't be the only one standing. And also, like, it's acoustic, so you can't really dance.
Or like, yeah.
But it's just crazy.
that is.
Because that's what an opposite end of the spectrum.
Who else?
Who else? Okay, so I was gonna say Lizzo at Mopop. The last time we went to Mopop, Lizzo was
literally
I
so
think
fun.
she was a headliner. She was at the end of the night.
Yeah, she was a headline, but that was like I think the year she really blew up.
Yes.
It was like
Yeah.
the beginning of like Lizzo. I
Yeah.
feel like
And I remember
that everyone knew her.
what's the song? I can't remember it now, but I used to literally like listen to her first album on repeat like since it came out. I fucking loved that song. It was great. Now and of course I don't remember
Yeah,
it.
2019, right?
What?
'Cause I Love You.
Yeah, 'Cause I Love You.
It was that album,
Oh, was it?
right?
Yes. Was it?
Where it's like Juice,
Juice. Thank you. Blame it on
Tempo.
the juice. Tempo. Coconut Oil. That's the song that was from 2016. But Coconut Oil was like is still one of my all-time favorite Lizzo songs. But yes, that album was I think what she was.
Boys. Yeah,
It was for. Yeah.
I remember Boys and like
Another one who just like wants you to have a good time and like gives her all into the show,
You
even
could just
just at a
tell.
festival. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which is not like.
And I remember
set,
at
so.
that one, there were like parents in front of us.
Oh my God.
Who are just like there to like drink and like
Yeah.
have fun in Detroit.
And I don't think they knew who Lizzo was yet, and so they were
Yeah.
like,
Like,
they were
they-
like, oh my God, she's
like everyone was
amazing.
dancing.
Yeah.
Everyone was like I don't know why. I remember there were like beach balls or something going there, but I don't know if that's true.
No, I think so. And
But it was so fun.
yeah, and I think that you know what someone's really good at what they do is whenever they get people to dance and like jump who normally don't, like these people like
Yeah.
these guys like looked like they were like shocked that they were doing it.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I remember that.
Yeah,
so
and they were
funny.
all drunk with their girlfriends and were like loving it.
Yeah.
I loved seeing that.
That's when you know it's a good show. for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and Lizzo, she just fucking nailed it. And so that was one of my all-time, like, probably,
I want to see her again so bad.
I know. That was probably my top of Mopop that year. And
I
we
think
saw
so,
so many
too.
good people, but I was so excited to see her.
Yeah.
I even now, like, her shows, again, I want to go so bad because she looks like she puts so much effort into, like, again, the choreography and everything.
Totally.
And gives her all, so. Anyway.
I don't know who else.
Oh.
What else did I say? I feel like we went kind of through them, but do you remember Halsey's first one we went to?
Halsey was
When
great,
she like
yeah.
just
Also another, like, pivotal time in our, like, life of
it was
music.
just so iconic.
That time of music, like, maybe it was our age or something, but like the feels that it put you in
Right.
at the time.
So now that's why I'm like, oh, that has to be a favorite because it's like brings me back to so much.
Yeah. I would kill to see. Wait, I did hear like Halsey's last tour was really great too.
Yeah, I think so.
Like the show, like the setup and
like I
everything,
did
like
hear
had
that
really
too.
great graphics and everything, and like a storyline. So I didn't go obviously, but I heard really good reviews on it.
Yeah, it's one I would like to see again.
Yeah. Another one we really liked was the band Camino.
Yes.
We love the band Camino, and they are just ones like that. They're underrated even in my playlists. Like I don't listen to them enough.
I agree.
You know?
When I do, I'm like, oh my god, I've been missing out. Like I sometimes just like forget.
I know.
Feel
Because it's
there's
like
just
easy
so many
music,
artists,
you know?
Yeah.
There's like bop too.
Yeah.
Bop. Is that like a word anymore?
I think so.
Anyway, it doesn't matter, but like another one I went to, this was like another one that I think was one of my favorite ones that I've ever gone to was Macklemore.
Oh, yeah. I
And
remember you liking him.
yeah, and I was a big fan of like the Heist, that era of him, and like, but my friend, she was like really really into him, and so we went, and after that I was like so obsessed because another one who just puts on a really good fucking show. He stage dove, which to me always, I love it when they stage dive. I think it's epic. If I were a singer, I would like want to stage dive,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, who else? I don't know. 5 Seconds of Summer also always is good in my
Have
opinion.
you ever seen 21 Pilots?
No, I don't think I have, and they're one of my all-time favorites. And
That's
I also
crazy.
heard that they're like one of like the best.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Yeah, and Pink. I always hear that about Pink. I don't know. Even like from people my age, people are like the Pink concert because she
Yeah.
flies through the air.
Mm-hmm. That has to be iconic,
Right? I know.
Yeah.
Do you have any other ones though before we get into etiquette? Before we get into the etiquette section.
I think we went through them all. Like,
Yeah.
mostly.
I know. Then we'll just sit here and list forever.
Yeah, I don't want to keep going. Like,
I know.
those are the most important ones, I think.
Right. Yeah, and
Influential.
it doesn't take much for us to be entertained.
No.
I mean, we go to the country. You go because you like the music.
Right. You know what you're getting into, usually.
Right. As long as you're hearing the music, like, you're going to dance and vibe. But,
Concert etiquette.
concert, we got to put, like, the concert etiquette. And, again, I don't think they're, like, I'm not very picky about the people around me, like, at a concert. We both aren't. We're like pretty chill people in my opinion. Like some people get like really up in a bunch about like people like shoving them or getting too close to them and stuff. I don't care. You can like be hugging me at a concert. I genuinely don't care.
Yeah.
I just get annoyed by the people who like are trying so hard to get like to the front. That I've always been like this. And to me, like, yes, I love being close, but you get what you get. You know what I mean? Like at a general admission show, you can only go so far up.
Yeah.
And push through.
Yeah.
To me, it's not worth it to like scrunch in the because I've seen people do it. Even at one of the last ones we went to, we watched someone do it, and then she's uncomfortable the whole time.
The whole time, yeah.
You know, because you're
It's like,
smushed.
what are you doing?
Yeah, it's not worth it to me.
No.
And
it's just rude in that case of people wait there all day, even overnight sometimes. Like you don't know.
I get there too. Yeah.
So it's like, why are we
I know.
doing that?
I know.
I
And
know.
yeah, and that brings me to another point that, I mean, I've always lined up. You've always lined up. Whenever I used to go to concerts, I mean, I think this is to me, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. Is this not a newer thing of people camping overnight to see shows? Because I had never even like thought of it, heard of it, anything of the sort until, I mean, I kind of like heard people talking about it, but the last 1975 show we went to, like that was like the norm. People were like camping overnight, like a lot, like hundreds of people in Chicago. And I had just never like heard of something like that. Me being like a grandma, I don't know.
Who, me?
No, me. I'm like, that might sound like me being a grandma,
no.
maybe, but like maybe that's why, and that's a newer thing.
I feel
don't
like
know.
it's a newer thing too. I don't remember ever being that.
Because
big
I
of
was
a
in
thing.
a Twitter group chat, which I do recommend if you are like a fangirl or a fan person and you want to like know about the concert details and stuff. I do recommend like going on Twitter, finding people, and like you can get into group chats and stuff, and you can see like kind of how the line is throughout the day. You know what I mean? Like if you do
Keep
care.
updated.
I've gotten a lot less like that as I get older. I just kind of go for the vibes, but like sometimes I do like
I feel like you have only recently like in Chicago, which I feel like that is a smart founder thing to do.
Yeah,
because
we
didn't know
never
the
went there. Yeah.
location. And
No, I wanted to hear about where people were going because again, I've never been to the venue. But I do think that's like I've always done that though, like the day of the show, to just out of curiosity, like while I'm getting ready, like how many people are online, and people will post pictures. They used to when Twitter was like popping, but like now not so much. But anyway, the concert. I don't know. I think that like the overnight thing, like I understand wanting to get there like super early, obviously get close. I understand people want that. But to me, how worth it is it to like to tent up overnight, put a tent up, again in Chicago in the freezing rain, they were doing it in the middle of winter, and then they would get there. So this was, I guess, was the process. I had just learned this. People would camp there overnight, get there in the middle of the night or whatever, and then at 7 a.m., like the management of like the crew would come out and give everyone wristbands that were there, or like the first like 150 people or something.
This was crazy.
Right. And then after that time period, that's the cutoff, then all of those people would leave, get ready, go eat or whatever, and then come back when the doors open, and then there would be a separate line for them. But then other people could get there right after they gave the wristbands, you know?
Us.
Us, literally last time, because we had nothing else to do in Chicago. So we're like, oh, we'll go. Like, in the morning, I mean, we came all the way here. We have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
We got there and we were still like, like, the line was really far. Again, because people were camping. But it's just crazy. I don't know. It blows my mind to think about.
It was crazy.
I love artists so much. I love seeing them. I love, like, even Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, I would not tent, like, I would not like sleep in the alley overnight for.
I wouldn't either.
I don't know.
Couldn't do it.
I don't think I would enjoy the concert as much.
Yeah. I mean, even like standing out, I think for even like 2 hours for me is like a little
right
now.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Like I just get too bored, and I get too,
I know.
like, there's so many other things to do.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I could be cleaning my house. I have like things to take care of now, and so it's different. But I don't know. I get it, but I don't. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. But I think that in the end, it's detrimental, or like, was that the right word? Like, it's not as good for the overall experience and concert goers. And I'm talking about the people who are doing that, because a lot of the times, like at that show, those were the people that were like feeling really sick during it. Like sick as in like dehydrated and like tired, and then they pass out and stuff. Yeah. And that is another new thing that I think, not new, that's always been a thing, but I mean, we don't go to like metal shows or like rap shows where like people are like going hard in mosh pits and stuff like that. And so and like, or like even EDM, like raves and stuff, where they're like dancing really hard and stuff. And so I think that's the difference, that growing up to like the concerts that we've been going to, that people it was very rare that someone would pass out. I agree. From my experience. Yeah. And now I feel like it's happening a lot more often, or like the artist stops the show to like push people back, or like points out someone that's passed out. Or now even like our venues, it shocked me, our venues hand out water bottles, which, don't get me wrong, I fucking love, because once you're general admission, you don't want to leave to get water. So I think that's an issue already, that you can't even bring your own water in, which like I get, but I don't get, you know what I mean? But that is one thing. And then another thing is, the water. I don't know what I was saying, but it just shocked me the first time a venue started handing out water, like, willingly. Yeah. It used to happen, like, maybe once in a while in the summertime. Yeah. You know? And it was getting hot in, like, the Crowfoot, which is, like so tight.
Once in a while. Rare.
Right.
Yeah. That is a nice thing, at least. That's starting to happen.
Right. I'm like, I get water, but like, at what cost? Because then the people, like, I don't know. So that's my biggest tip. Yeah. The day before, if you're going general admission, I think you got to prep the day before. Like, this sounds so dramatic, but like,
that's what I wrote down.
You wrote it, really?
Yes.
Like, get your hydration in.
I literally said, don't drink before, but I mean, like, drink a few days before. Yeah. I have to have a cutoff in the morning of the concert if I'm waiting in line all day.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't want to pee. You know, you don't want to have to pee
during
the show.
That's the hard part. But then I'm like, I'm so thirsty, especially if it's in like a summer.
Yeah.
The summer.
Right. Yeah, the summer.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. I know. Like,
It
you
is
don't want to.
You just have to know your body. I
Yeah.
think.
Thankfully, I have a bladder, like, of steel. So,
Yeah.
like, I can drink pretty much, like, a lot. I'll just, like, hold it, which is probably not good. But, like, one thing, Jamie and I, should we be telling them? I don't know. We were joking about it before. We should put it in there.
Yeah.
But I did get this little, like, you know, like when you go camping, and you have to pee, and it's like a little urinal. Never used it. But one time, I got it because one time Jamie had to pee so bad at a concert, like beforehand. We had only gotten there like an hour or two before, like we'd only been there for an hour, and we only had like 1 hour left. I think it was at like Laney or something. It was that one show from the summer. Anyway, there were no porta potties, no bathrooms you could go in, and it was like at a very specific venue, so you have to drive somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Then like repay to get back in, and so anyway, it was like this whole thing, and so after that, I was like, okay, I need an emergency like pee thing. And
Yeah.
so I go.
Well, a lot of the venues don't support
peeing,
I think, in general, because they know people stand out in line all day.
No, yeah,
And
they
they
don't
make
care.
it impossible to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So
Even
that's
if you get
not
there
even my
right
fault.
at the doors, like they don't have anywhere that you can use a bathroom.
No.
Like just take a porta potty
And
out,
there's
like
been so many
especially
times where you have to walk somewhere or drive to
right
somewhere.
where they have these people fucking peeing in the woods.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like at that
happened
one venue, Meadowbrook or whatever.
Yeah.
They make you pee in the woods. I don't know.
It's crazy.
It is crazy, but that's maybe a dramatic tip. But like when I was deep into concert culture and I would line up like for like 4 hours or whatever, 5 hours or whatever, that kind of thing would have saved me.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, drink your water. Also eat before.
Yeah.
I've
Bring
learned that
snacks.
too. Yeah, snacks in line if you are gonna wait, I think is really helpful. But
Agreed.
and just like, you know, check in with yourself also. Like don't push yourself to like dancing if like you're feeling really like lightheaded and stuff, because I have one time before I was feeling like really like, I don't remember what show it was at, and I was feeling it. It was like in the steep summer and it was hot, and I was just like, you know, like you want to have such a good time, but I'd rather stay not alive. That's dramatic because passing out, but like, you know what I mean? Like there, I don't want to pass out.
Yeah.
But another thing I was been thinking about, I was like, even just for any concert at all, especially general admission, is eating that like gum. Maybe I mentioned it on here before, but like that chewing gum that you would eat during sports. I don't know. I used to have it for like soccer.
That's a good tip for you.
Yeah. Because
that you've started.
Right. To like that or like Jolly Rancher or something, just to keep your mouth moist.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
a really good tip that I feel like.
Yeah. Because you can sneak it in.
It
yeah.
really helped us.
Right. I need to get the gum because I remember eating this gum whenever I played softball and basketball. That's the one. Because I would get so thirsty, and it keeps your mouth like moist and like hydrated. Yeah. I can't remember the name of it though, but
one of mine is Dress Comfy.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I ever really do. I think for the most part, I pretty much always do dress comfortable, but
right.
I'm saying for concerts, I always envy the people who just show up in a t-shirt and leggings or
because what does it matter
sweatpants.
at the end of the day?
And like, yeah, that's what we've been. I mean, I've been realizing at concerts. I'm like, why are you like the person can't see you?
No,
really,
no,
like
yeah,
at least this part of you,
right?
Like
that's the thing. I like to keep it like a happy medium of like,
right.
I like getting dressed up to go out.
I feel like that's
but
the
I
perfect
do like, I do really
between.
like being comfortable at a concert because
Yeah.
you have been uncomfortable and it's like it dampens it.
It does. Whether it like limits your dancing if you're wearing like a dress
or shoes. How about that specifically?
Yeah, I've worn like new Doc Martens. Or
Not
new,
worth it for the vibe. It
any
isn't.
new shoes really.
No, yeah, I just started strictly wearing sneakers.
Yeah.
I think I've worn Uggs. I think at the 1975 one, I wore Uggs.
Oh my god,
and
yeah, you did.
I was so comfy.
Yeah.
I was so comfy. I mean, they were wet Uggs because obviously we're sitting in the rain, but like they were comfier than not.
I mean,
so
yeah.
I don't know. I think you got to do what you got to do, and I think being comfortable was again, I think this is a sign of us getting older, but because again, back then, if you told me to not wear Doc Martens to a concert, I'd be like, fuck off. I am wearing these Doc Martens.
Yeah.
Every other bitch is wearing these Doc Martens. I am wearing these Doc Martens.
Exactly.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Concerts, again, that's like our one form of like true excitement.
Like truly, I feel like the most alive, most inspired by a concert, if it's a good one, obviously.
Right.
Which is mostly
most of them. That's our like bonding sessions too. Like we get to go out and have like our sister time.
Yeah, it's like uninterrupted, really.
Yeah.
Like, when you're in line, you don't want to go on your phone. You don't want to waste phone battery.
Yeah. That.
Any of it.
No. And you know what? Also, if you're worried about your phone dying, I learned that you can get these, like, I don't know if you have a newer iPhone and you do the MagSafe stuff. They have a MagSafe portable charger. I'm like, that sounds great. I don't have it, but, like, it sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of having to, like, have a cord, and plug it in.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Oh, another thing. One last thing before we go. A specific concert bag that I have. I've showed this before, but I have this one purse that I have this one purse that has been like the best concert bag of my entire existence.
Is your concert bag?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are watching. This is what it looks like. It's silver, but if you are a listener, it's a Teddy Blake. It's like the size of my palm, and it's like the silver bag. So first of all, the color goes with everything, and it fits exactly what I need it to fit. I'll say this until I die. A bag this size of this caliber.
Mm-hmm.
Perfection. Yeah. And it's crossbody. I've tied it around like my waist before. As like a little fanny pack. Mm-hmm. And put it through my belt hoops if you don't want it to like hit people. But like it's come in handy. It fits my wallet. It fits my keys. Fits like lip balm if I need it. And like, the things I need.
The perfect amount.
Yeah. And so I love this thing.
Yep.
So I think having your go-to concert bag, truly, nothing like it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think that's all I can personally think of.
Yeah. I feel like having a good person too, I put on my list.
Good person?
Like having a concert buddy.
Oh, for
you
sure.
Feel comfortable with. You feel, safe. I feel like even the purse thing, share a purse. Like,
oh my God,
like sometimes I share a purse with you.
Yeah.
Not share one, but I'll put my things into yours.
Because why not?
And
if only one person has to carry it.
Yeah.
Makes it
a lot easier.
And also, having like knowing the bag, I mean, most of the time it's like nowadays it's like all the same things, like clear bag, or it has to be like under this specific measurement or whatever. But before, I remember we'd gone to some and like you have to like I'd had to throw my bag out at one time because it was too big and you can't walk. Like we parked so far from the car. And we were running late, and so it's like we had no choice but to hide it, and then we couldn't find it after. Yeah. I think it was Taylor Swift in Ohio.
That,
yeah. And so just knowing that kind of stuff, being prepared. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and also just have fun. That's what I think I don't love like I feel like
taking it too seriously.
Yeah, and I think like that's the time to like just have fun, let loose, like dance. Like no one really is watching you; they're watching the person.
Yeah,
so you know what I mean. So you can
don't
truly
really know anyone.
Yeah, and that's why I like it. You know what I mean? Like I just think that's the time just do not feel embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that early on, and I just think like letting loose and having the best time ever.
Agreed.
I want to go to Lollapalooza so bad.
I do too.
1975's
so
there.
bad.
Who else is there
this year?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why did I just drop? It was my phone. Oh my God, it was almost that too. Anyway, let's see. Lala. I did just look up the Coachella lineup. Frank Ocean was there. Jared said he hasn't like done anything in a really long time. Lollapalooza.
Where do we have to go?
What?
Lana Del Rey.
I know. I saw that. Lana
Billie.
and Lala. What?
Billie Eilish.
Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar would be so good to see. The 1975. I mean, Red Hot Chili Peppers is there. Odesia. I don't know how to say that. Billie Eilish.
Khan.
What?
No. Maggie Rogers.
Oh yeah, I always forget about. Oh my God,
Carly
they have
Rae.
so many people.
So many people.
They must have a lot of stages.
Lil
or something.
Yachty.
Lil Yachty would be so good. We just listened to the Oprah's
fun.
Bank Account, and I was like, that song is like, it's probably my favorite Lil Yachty song, but like Oprah's Bank Account just is a really good one to have in your playlist, especially for spring, summer.
Yeah. Sabrina Carpenter.
Carly Rae Jepsen, Maggie Rogers, Noah Kahn. Oh my God, The Backseat Lovers, Young Gravy. Okay. The Rose, Foles. I don't know some of these.
Declan
but
McKenna.
who?
Declan McKenna. I don't know if you know him.
Oh, no, I don't. Ingrid Andress. Peach Pit. Maisie Peters. I do like Maisie Peters.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki. Is Nikki DeMar?
Where's that at?
Niki.
No.
Nikki.
I have no idea.
I'll have to look that up. I don't think it's Nikki DeMar. But anyway, maybe it is. I just don't know who Nikki is. Beauty School Dropout. I like that name. I've never heard that before.
Suki Waterhouse is gonna be there.
Ooh.
Who else?
Wow, this is a great lineup.
I mean, there's pretty good people here.
Yeah.
I want to go now.
I would just show up though for the end, to be honest. Like
Honestly,
the
same.
1975 and Lana,
Like, it does not have to be. I would go there.
Kendrick
and
and
be like,
Billy. Oh my God. That's so good. Grant Park, Chicago, August 3rd to 6th. I need to watch vlogs on Lollapalooza and see how it is. So I watched the Coachella ones, and those vlogs scare me out of Coachella because it's like, it just seems like so much going on.
I agree. There's so much.
It seems overwhelming,
Yeah.
you know, and you're in the desert.
Like, you have to, like, golf cart. And
Yeah.
out. Like, that seems like a lot to me.
Yeah. That's the thing. I don't like having to be dropped off at the venues. I like to drive myself, park, and like be done with it.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that there.
No. Right. Probably not for Lolly either. But we could take the train to Chicago and then Uber there.
Yeah.
But Uber's probably so expensive. Anyway, there's a whole big thing about it.
Yeah.
But that would be fun. Let us know your favorite concerts. We would love to hear.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, your
I would
favorites,
love to
your
know.
least favorites, because I always am so interested to hear people's opinion on it, because I always still hear people talk about, like, again, like the people that we say we don't like necessarily, or like won't see again.
I agree.
And they had a totally different experience.
Yeah.
You know, even from the same like tour,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, very different.
Yeah.
And I do feel like we do tend to stick to the same people
Yeah,
for most of the time, unless
I
we pick up
agree.
a new artist that we're like, we have to see them.
for sure.
But other than that, it's like kind of repeated now.
I agree, yeah.
Of
you're
like,
right. I know.
we stick to the same.
I know.
So let us know.
Yeah, because I would love to go see new people too.
Same.
Another one I forgot to mention is Jack Johnson, but anyway, I'll leave it off with that. If you want a good vibe, Jack Johnson.
It's on my list.
Yeah, such good vibes.
Yeah.
But anyway, we thank you. We thank you.
Thank you.
We love you so much, and we are so. I was gonna say it again. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being here and listening to us. If you're listening, and watching if you're watching, we will talk to you guys next week.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Bye.
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 She's like, okay, shut the fuck up.